Big question, you think Elden Ring be at E3? And what do you think would be shown at Xbox? Offband goes. Okay, here's the deal. I called Elden Ring being at every single event, and I was right every single time. And I'm gonna call it again. Elden Ring will be at E3. No, but for real though, this summer makes sense for Elden Ring. This summer makes a lot of sense. Think about it this way. It got delayed, like most things nowadays. You guys can guess the reason why. Oh, we actually invaded. I was about to go to another place. It got delayed, but you always have to keep in mind that there's some marketing guys behind all of this, and these guys are looking at what is the best window to release the game. And right now, as of right now, there's two windows that make sense that are coming up. There's the holidays that are coming up, and then there's Q1 of next year that's coming up. So for those released window, that's most likely what we're gonna get for Elden Ring, because you don't release game at like random time. Like FromSoftware, for instance, always have released their game Q1 of every year. And for those of you who don't know, Q1 means the first quarter, so the first 3 months of a year. So you know, February, March. I'd say maybe even April. So that's Q2, but even April would be possible. So they always have been releasing their game at these times, but big blockbuster games really like to release their games in November. So with all that said, why would it make sense? Well, because it's just simply the next big window for them to release the game that would make sense marketing wise. Like, people are more prone to buy games at these times of the year, so that's why they would release it then. And then as far as announcement goes, with the modern way of marketing a game, most studios, and I say most, not all of them, but most studios will start marketing a game like more seriously, you know, with gameplay and whatnot, and with like real information, not just teasers, like about 6 months before a game is released. So they like, the modern way to market a game is about 6 months before it releases. 6 months, sorry. And I mean, you just have to do the math. Like, if the game releases in November, remove 6 months of that. And if the game is gonna release in, you know, March next year, remove 6 months of that. That's about when you'd hear about the game. So this summer in general, I don't know when this summer, but this summer would make the most sense because of that. So even if it is not at E3, a bit after E3 would also make sense. Well, when do you think Elder Scrolls? Elder Scrolls, I have no idea. Elder Scrolls, I have no clue, but I'm gonna like playing the new Elder Scrolls whenever it comes out in 10 years or so. Bandai is confirmed to be at E3. Honestly, Seb, that's probably, you know, a fair bet that Elden Ring is gonna be there if Bandai's at E3. And again, E3 being in June, it makes sense for the marketing if they start to promote the game at E3. You can expect a 6 month window, or sometimes a bit more. You know, it's not always 6 month flush, but it's around 6 months. So if they announce it at E3, chances are it's going to be holidays this year, like November-ish, or like March next year. Those are really, you know, maybe even April next year. This is when I could see the game coming out. Especially if it gets announced at E3, everything would make perfect sense, really. You remember the werewolf versus the ebony warrior? Dude, that was so long ago. That was on... Man, that was back on Xbox 360. But yeah, don't get it wrong. Like, Elden Ring is coming out. For those of you who are on the fence, what was it? I think it was 2 months before January. I think it was it in November? I'm not too sure which month exactly, but November last year. November last year, the FromSoftware Twitter popped up, and they actually confirmed that they were still working on Elden Ring. And that was not like, you know, still like maybe like 6 months ago, but it is in development. For those who think, you know, it's never coming out or whatnot, it is in development, and it's, you know, it's not just rumors and it's not just leak and whatnot. It is, you know, pretty set in stone. It is as confirmed as it can get. But knowing how proud and like how serious FromSoftware is, like they never really, like if you think of like all the newer games, like how many games release in like a broken or shit state nowadays? It has never happened to FromSoftware. Like they had some glitches in their game, but their game have never been like a broken mess. Like, yeah, we can argue like, okay, there's a lot of glitches in Dark Souls 3, but it has nothing to do with, like, say, the kind of shit you'd find in Cyberpunk, for instance. Obviously, RPG, very much harder to fix all the bugs, but point is, they always had a high standard for their releases. And it's not just for Dark Souls. I say that in many streams, I've played all the way back to PlayStation 1, like the Armored Core games that FromSoftware released. And those were pretty much always up to standard. Okay, finally we got someone to kill. Look at that guy. What is going to be going on here? This is so disappointing. I don't know, Major. The current situation has made it so that the studio have a lot of employees working from home, and that makes development so much slower because there's not as much, like not nearly as much communication between teams, like within teams and between teams. What I mean within teams is like, say you have the animation crew, and you got the level design crew, and so, you know, so forth. And they need to talk to each other to have something that's coherent. And it gets very, very complicated to have communication going like over Zoom, over so many people in the studio. Like, it's not like in real life where you just go up from your desk and just go, you know, ask the guy whatever you need to in the other team or whatnot. Like now it's like, okay, you have to send them an email because the Zoom call is usually within your own team. So you have to, you know, send an email to the other team asking when or whatever your question is, and then the other team replies and whatnot. And it's like, it's not, you know, the other guy maybe is working on something, he's focusing on whatever he's doing, so it takes like a day for you to get a reply, or a few hours, whereas in normal scenario or in the normal environment, studio environment, the guy would get his response in 5 minutes by just walking up to the desk and asking. So this is a real thing that people that work in the gaming industry have to deal with, as far as deadline and everything in that regard. Oof, that's bad. Dude, why is he one shot though? Are we really only gonna get people that... Good lord. Oh, that net though. Guy's net is up there. Come on, Red, just finish the host. He's one shot. That's way too late. This guy's lagging. Don't summon lag. Wow, I've never seen that before. That's amazing. Nice net. Great net. Holy shit, this net's trash. Yeah, we have a blue to deal with now. Man, this whole net is so dog shit. Come on, I missed that pivot completely. But his net though. My man be skating around. He's the only one lagging too. That was a bad running. Still lagging like crazy. And this almost has garbage net, holy shit. Punish that. Just trying to BS, like he's walking around and then going for a pivot. We could actually reverse him. Let's try to do that. Oh, well. Let's face roll of that. That guy's net though, holy shit. Unreal, man. What the fuck is that, dude? Thank you. Nothing! Nothing! Oh my god! Eesh. My attack just vanished into the void. Yeah, you're going down. Spooky lag, yeah. Thanks, Inky. Much appreciated for the help.